Hello and welcome to Advice with Prince. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you a story. It's a very interesting and personal story, and for me, it's very comical too. If you haven't already noticed, I'm gay. One. So that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to tell you when I figured out that I was gay and how I told people, which is a very interesting story. So without further ado, let's get into it. So when I was a kid, I always knew that I was different. I just didn't know that I was gay. I love musical theater. I used to play with like little people and all that kind of stuff. And like little boys, which I'm not saying that if you do all that you're gay. Even though looking at boys, that might be a little hint. But when you're a kid, you don't really grasp what's you don't know what gay or straight is. But around like 11, my mind started to wonder. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at these guys here, and I don't know what's going on until I was kind of confused. And so, when you're a preteen, like, you're going through adolescence and you're trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And that was me. I was trying to figure out, okay, who are you? Like, why do you have these, at that time, strange feelings towards the same sex? And it wasn't until I got about 14 to 15 that I was like, oh, I'm gay. Well, I said bisexual because I thought that would kind of help my parents if I said bisexual and not gay. But the thing is, you have to be true to yourself. So, going on, I didn't. No one knew, and I was very selective of who I told, and I was scared that if I had told the wrong person, it would get back to my parents, and I didn't want that. Growing up, you hear stuff, and sometimes people are not as sensitive to other people until they find out, like, oh, I have somebody who has these feelings. Let me be more sensitive. So people around me, they were making fun of gay people, and being a dumb kid, I was too, and it was very hurtful. But anyway, back to the story. I didn't want a whole lot of people to know. I was very paranoid, and so I think I had to come out like at least 10 times like no lie, like I felt like every year I had to keep redoing it. So one time, this is how my mom actually found out. She might not admit it, but this is actually what happened. I was texting someone, and I told them that I thought a guy was cute. There was nothing sexual or anything of that nature. I was 15 at the time, so it wasn't anything bad. It was just like, basically, I was like a guy, and my mom was very, very concerned, and she called my sister, and my sister was the type of person who, first of all, she didn't care about any of that. She just wanted people to be happy and for them to be who they are. And so I can remember being in a car with my sister and my mom, and me being like, well, you know, I'm about to set do. And then my sister, she's like, boy, come on now, just tell her. I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm gay. So that was the first time that I had told my mom. Again, at this point, it was like 5 people that knew. So over the course of the next 2 years, my sister really helped me out. And you know, when you're like 16 and 17, you can be a little wild and you can be doing some crazy stuff that you don't need to be doing. We're not gonna get into that. We're gonna leave it there. And so, unfortunately, when my sister passed, that brought a lot of different feelings for myself that I wanted to make sure that I dealt with. And so what I did was I told the people at school first that I was gay, and no one cared, you know. And actually, the fun part is one person in particular, they had known, and they were just waiting for me to tell them, you know how people think like, oh, no one knows, and then you tell them, like, oh, okay, good for you, you finally announced it. And that happened quite a lot with my cousins, especially my cousin Dan, cause I wanted to move in with Dan. And so I'm like, okay, look, just so you know, I like guys. And Dan Fashion was like, bro, I know. So that was funny. Same thing with my cousin Alana. She was like, oh, okay, yes, I knew that. Thank you for telling me, but I already knew. So it was hilarious how it happened. But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is my mom and dad, they put together an intervention for me, because again I wanted to move out with my cousin Dan and someone else, and that someone else was not really a favorite amongst the family. And looking back on it, I get why. But anyway, so they wanted to have this intervention, and so it was at my aunt's house. And so the day before, I called my aunt. I'm like, hey auntie, I have a announcement that I want to prepare for tomorrow. And so she was like, okay. So the day came, and my parents, I love them. If I know my dad watches the show, so I love you. But they were very, very worried, and they were like, "Well, why do you want to move? Why do you have to move to be happy?" I'm like, I'm not gonna be happy at home. I need to leave. Like, I need to be on my own. Like this, and they're like, why? And so, very calmly, I was like, well, I'm a homosexual, and it was about 6 people in the room, and I was sitting next to my aunt, and my cousin Dan was right next to me, and the whole room was like, and I'm looking, and so I was kind of mad because my mom, she pretended to be surprised, even though I had told her 2 years prior. But and so, most of those people, well, actually the whole room didn't care. My mom, it took her a couple years, to be honest. That's a whole different video. But it's funny because of how we think about sexuality and all these different taboo topics as, being bad, or like, oh my God, you can't talk about that. That's not cool. And I think we need to get to a place to where it's okay. Like, it's 2020. If you are still mad about someone, like somebody, get over it. It's not your life. You do not have to go to bed with them. You don't have to live with them. And also, for the people that say that this is a choice, look here. I'm handicapped, damn near blind, black, and gay. That's a lot to do with. That's not something that you just choose, like, oh Lord, you know what? On top of being black, handicapped, damn near blind, let's put gay on top. That's not something that you ask for. So if you are watching this video and you have, and you want to come out, or if you're a parent and your child has come out, just know they're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to embarrass you. They're just being who they are, and you have to be supportive of that. You might not like it. It might not be what you pray for, what you hope for, but it's the reality of the situation. You have no control over that, and the more you push, the more they're going to push away, and then you don't have a child anymore. So that was today's story. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We will see you next week on Advice for Punks. Peace.
Passion, romance, sex, sin, pain, and death. Love unexpected. When you think you know your partner, think again.